It's story time, it's story time. Do you want to hear a story? It's story time, it's story time. Do you want to hear a story? Hello, everyone. I am Suesette, and this is Suesette's story time for children and their parents and anybody who would love to come and hear a story. Okay, so today we have a beautiful story called Aaron Slater Illustrator. Yes. Aaron Slater Illustrator. Let's see what this story is all about. What is an illustrator? Do you know what an illustrator is? Let's see. Okay. At the end of the garden, in the soft fading light, when the day turns to dusk and dusk into night, the sweet scent of jasmine floats into the air to mix with the music of laughter in there. Aaron D. Slater soaks it all in with his flowery blanket tucked under his chin. Words drift like music and melodies mild. A sweet summer song for a sweet summer child who drifts off to sleep as the cottonwoods sway. At the end of the garden, at the end of the day. Yes, let's see, who is Aaron? Who is Aaron Slater? Do you know who Aaron Slater is? I think he is right here. There he is. It's summer, then summer, and summer once more. And soon Aaron D. is a youngest of 4. The jasmine climbs higher, the roses have grown, and Aaron himself has a spot of his own. For seedlings and slappings beside the slate wall, which he illustrates daily with a bucket of chalk. Yes. So here he is when he's a little baby. He's probably about 2 or 1, or 1 or 2. And he's doing his fingerprints right here all over the place. And then he's growing bigger and he's making a beautiful flower on his easel. And as he grows bigger and bigger, he watches the flower and see how the flower is made. And there he goes. He's getting bigger as summers and summers grow bigger and longer. Yes. Summers and summers become more and more, and he becomes 4. Yes. But what he loves most, what makes Aaron's heart sing, is to listen to books in the old garden swing. To write stories, he thinks, is the greatest of things. And I do too. It's the greatest of things. To write a story, yeah. So there he is. He's sitting in the swings with his friends. But first he must read. It's the best place to start. And young Aaron wants to with all of his heart. But the words are just struggles, and try through he might. Even with help, Aaron can't get it right. Why can't I do it? Why is it so hard? He goes back to drawing on slate in his yard. So it's so hard for him to read, and it's so hard for him to get it right. But when you keep trying, you will get it right. Yes, you can get it right. It's school time at last in his sunflower socks and poppy red jacket and with matching lunchbox. He marches to class with a teacher's bouquet, ready to read by the end of the day. So he is ready to read by the end of the day. Yeah. Here he is going to school. And he is ready to read by the end of the day. But he doesn't that day, or that month, or that year. And though he makes progress, it's painfully clear he'll never quite get it right. All his friends. Since he'll never stand out, he decides to blend in. Well, he can stand out another way. He doesn't have to stand out by reading, but he can stand out by drawing, maybe, huh? Let's see. And so here he is at the start of grade 2 in his simple white t-shirt and matching white shoes. He tries to keep up, to blend in, and to hide the tangle of feelings he carries inside. So there he is. He's at his locker, and he's trying to be good. He's trying to do the best he can, yes. At first it goes well, since his teacher is new and a bit overwhelmed by the hullabaloo. But things settle down and Miss Gear finds her stride. And once she gets rolling, there's no place to hide. Class, she says, here's an assignment for you. Write me a story, write something true. So what does she want her class to write? A story, and to make it true. Yes, you have to make it true, she says. Do you think Aaron's going to write a story? Well, let's see. That would be great if he writes a story. Yes. And so Aaron does what young Aaron must do. He works on his story like the rest of grade 2. He writes through the evening. He writes through the night. He writes and he writes till the dawn's early night. Yes, he writes and writes and writes. Then he drags off to school with his shoes filled with lead and his stomach in knots and a pain in his head. He waits for his turn with his heart filled with dread. Oh. So there he is at the night with all those papers. He is trying to write a story. Yes, he is. He is trying his best. Miss Gear calls his name and Aaron D stands and unfolds the sheet in his trembling hands. And he reads. Well, he tries. But it's so hard to start with 33 eyes peering into his heart. Wow, that is very, very scary there. Let's see all his friends. Yeah, they're all looking at him. Even the teacher right there. So he stares at his shoes and his sunflower socks, and then he closes his eyes. And then young Aaron talks. Once there was a flower. No, wait, I know. Once there was a magical flower which gave all who held its extraordinary power. So he said, once there was a magical flower which gave all who held it extraordinary power. I would love that flower. Yes, I would. Would you love the flower? I would. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's thinking of drawing, so maybe he can talk better, and then maybe he can express himself better. Well, let's see. And so begins the most perfect of tales of an imperfect hero whose courage fails. When the day turns to dusk and the dusk into night, and the moon rises high and the dragons take flight. And who learns after all, in the wee morning hours, strength comes from the heart and not magical flowers. That beauty and kindness and loving and art lend courage to all with a welcome heart. Yes, yes, with a welcome heart. Yes. There he is with he's still closing his eyes and he's thinking about all these different things that he could do. Yeah. And when the guest ends and the sweet flower dies, the students all gasp and Miss Lilla Gear cries because she really liked that story. The silence that flows rattles his heart. He tries to say something, but where could he start? He turns in a paper with no words at all, then blinks back a tear and escapes to the hall. where Miss Lilla finds him by the slate-colored wall. Yes. So after he reads his story, he goes out into the hallway, into this beautiful wall, and he starts to cry because everybody got quiet, but he doesn't know that they really, really liked his story. Yes, they did. But he became shy again. Time stops for them both, the teacher and boy. His heart fills with anguish, and hers. Hers fills with joy at the soul of the artist, courage and true. She smiles and whispers, "Aaron, thank you." Yes. So she really, really liked his story, though he didn't write anything on paper, but he had it in his head. He wrote it, and he was thinking about all the beautiful flowers and the power that the flowers have. Yes. When she leaves, Aaron stands there a very long while. Then slowly, so slowly, he begins to smile. Yes, he begins to smile. And he feels like he does with those books in the swing, as a new hope inside starts to make his heart sing. He knows he can do the greatest of things in a way that's his own, and a way that's just his, can stand out and show the whole world who he is. Yeah, so you just like something so much, you can show the world who you are just by doing the things that you really, really like to do. Yeah. Like the mightiest flames that banish the dark, hope grows in the soul from the tiniest spark. His art makes his difference. His art leads the way and helps him discover what he wants to say. Yes, it helps him discover what does he want to say. Yeah. That's the beauty of art. See all the big old dragon, the big beautiful blue dragon. That's what he wants to say. And his reading gets better. Of course, it's still tough. But each day that they work is a little less tough. And it's a little less rough. Like all imperfect heroes at the start of a quest, he must do what he can and hope for the best. So even heroes are imperfect, but they hope for the best, and that's why they become what? They become heroes. Yay! They become heroes because they hope for the best. Yes. Now in the hallway a new garden grows with jasmine and poppies, a rumbling rose book, art and music, a dragon or two who soar through a sky of daffodil blue. The art tells a story, melanous, mild, furious, fragrant, and wonderful and wild. It's all from the heart. It's all from the heart. And all of it's true. For Aaron, Miss Gear, and the kids of grade 2. It's a place full of beauty for one and for all. The illustrator's garden at the end of the hall. Yes. Look at that illustrator's garden. That's Aaron's the illustrator right there. Look what he did. Wow. At the end of the hall. That's what I call a hero. Yes, a hero. That's the end of Aaron Slater Illustrator. Aaron Slater Illustrator. By Andrea Beatty. And illustrated by the real illustrator is David Roberts. I like this book, and I hope you really like this book too. It was so good about Aaron when he started off as being a little baby, learning how to paint and wanting to paint, and really liked it until he got 4 years old, and he still liked it. And even when he became in second grade of 2, he loved to paint and he loved to draw, and he made a beautiful garden at the end. But he had trouble reading. So you can't do everything, but you can do one thing that's beautiful, and that's the one thing that you really like to do. And so that's what Aaron really liked to do. He liked to draw, but he had trouble reading, so he thought about drawing, and he thought about that beautiful flower that had power. Yeah. So that's the beauty of this book, that you can be a hero and you can do what you want to do. Do it the best you ever did. There you go. Aaron Slater, illustrator. Well, I hope you come back for another good story like Aaron Slater, illustrator. I really like that book, and I hope you really like that book too. Okay, so can you sing along with me? Let's sing our goodbye song. Can you sing that goodbye song? Yeah. Goodbye, goodbye, story time is over. Goodbye, goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope to see you, what? Hope to see you, what? Hope to see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, and have a beautiful day today. See you tomorrow. Bye.